Welcome back to the channel. Today, I'm going to be playing Duck Chess. It's a variant which you have to make a move and then place a duck on an empty square. Pieces cannot move through a duck, the duck cannot be captured. Um, so a good strategy is playing like normal chess, but putting the duck on squares which you don't want your opponent moving to. So I don't want my opponent to play in the center with his e-pawn, so I'm gonna put the duck here. Now I'm playing on the piechess.org, playing Fairy-Stockfish level 1. So I'm just going to continue with development. Generally, in this variant, you want to trade your bishops because bishops are not as powerful, like on the long diagonal, because the duck can always block their attacks. Knights are very powerful. So I'm going to develop the bishop, and most people would put the duck here to prevent white from castling, but I think putting the duck here is a little better because white now is not going to be able to move the e-pawn. This is an interesting move. For those of you who are new to duck chess, it may not be totally clear what the point of this move. This is a free pawn. But let's say I were to just castle and put the duck back on e3. White can play the move pawn c5, attacking the bishop, and place the duck on e7. My bishop can't retreat now, and the bishop is trapped. I'd have to sacrifice for it, either taking this or this. So that's a clever, sneaky move by just level 1 Fairy-Stockfish, but I'm going to take, and immediately, the thing about the Stockfish is that they play immediately. They play super fast. So white's attacking my pawn. I could defend it. Um, with a move like b5, but then that weakens his diagonal. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do b5. Hmm. Interesting. Okay. Not this is not bad play, actually. That's a very good move. Attacking the integrity of this chain. I'm gonna move the bishop here. And now I'm putting the duck here. The point is that I like to take the knight. And this allows me to take the knight if it doesn't move on the next move because white has to move the duck to a different square. Okay, good. So I'll just take the knight. So now white does have the bishop pair and is staring at my rook, and you may think, oh, well, the rook's trapped. That was a dumb idea. Well, no, I could put the duck on any one of these squares and block white's attack on my rook. Or I can develop a bishop and place the duck to interpose, opting white from playing e4. Okay, that's active and a little scary. Queen a4. I mean, you can take the pawn. I really don't care. I'll just castle, get my king safe. Okay, takes the pawn. Now this pawn is hanging. Do I want to take that? Yeah, I'd have to be careful of my queen getting kicked around. But I will take. I don't see an immediate threat. What the heck is that move? Bishop h6. Wow. So giving me material this way and this way. I'm not even going to take this bishop. I'm going to take this bishop and place the duck very strategically on g1. Now the rook is trapped. Okay, that's interesting. So in this variant, there is no check, attack a king, but since the duck can block, There's no check. So that's why in normal chess you would not be able to castle in this position because you'd be castling through a check. The queen covers d1. But in duck chess you can castle through it because it's not a check. So this is a cool move. Long castle, and this attacks my rook. Not my rook. This this attacks the queen. Now I have a couple options here. I don't like when you're attacked in duck chess, you don't have to move the piece. You can take something and put the duck interposing this attack. If it was attack like directly, if the rook was like staring directly at the queen, then you'd have to move it. Like if the rook was on d3. I don't have to move the queen. Now, an interesting move here is taking the knight, attacking the king, but then my queen would be hanging. So what do? I interpose with the duck, which is what I'm going to do. Because I could take literally three pieces. They gave me a bishop, a knight, or a rook. But I will take and then block like this so I don't lose my queen. What? Okay, that move. They're they're insistent upon just giving me free pieces. Again, I can take a rook, I could take a queen, I could take a bishop. Literally all of white's pieces are hanging in this position. I think the best move is to take the queen and then interpose with the duck, and still all of your pieces are hanging. Level one really is not impressing me. Okay. Um, I don't have to take back. I'm just going to take the rook, guaranteeing I can take this rook on the next move. Okay, now I can take, still do this, so you're still blocked now. How do you checkmate? How do you trap the king? The king can be very slippery in this variant because the duck is a very, very good defender. Now, I'm going to attack the king. Now, in normal chess, um, what you can do is you can deliver a mate. Like, if he didn't block with the duck and the king was still here, I could go check with the mate. But that wouldn't be mate because you can just take the queen and then interpose with the duck on the d file. So I will take free material. And now what do I want to do? I can take this way, and you have white is just being steamrolled. I can come in with this rook, and this could be mate very soon. Okay, what if I attack rook a1 and put the duck on e1? Yeah, there's no escape because you're attacked this way, and the duck cannot interpose both of these attacks. And put the duck on e1 because it prevents the king from running this way. If I put the duck here, the king could run this way and slide the duck to block this attack. But now I'll just take, and it's um it's game over. So that is victory against Fairy-Stockfish level 1. Let's rematch. Am I going to get the white pieces? Yes. Okay, I'll get white. So what I like to do is I like to play pawn e4, put the duck on e6. And if black allows me, I'll take the full center. That's it. That's probably a good move. So I don't have to rush to take. I can support the center with my knight and put the duck on e6. Okay, that's a good move. Attacking my e pawn, which I don't really want to lose, so I'll do the same thing. Just develop. Now I could rush with e5, attacking the knight, which could be annoying for my AI opponent. I could develop the bishop to c4. Looks interesting. This is just lagging like crazy. Holy cow. Bishop. I'll do that. Bishop c4, and again, duck e6. Okay, I'll take like this. So this is resembling kind of a normal position. Okay, he's gonna fianchetto. I will castle, keep the king safe. Put the duck back on e6, because black would love to play pawn e5 or move this bishop out. So putting the duck here restricts black's play. Generally, if you can place a duck that restricts two or more of your opponent's ideas, that's a good place for the duck, provided you don't hang your king. So f4 looks like a nice move, but I have to be careful because the knight is kind of pinned to the king if I play f4, and queen b6 is slightly annoying. But with the duck, you can usually defend, so I am just going to go f4. Okay, that is interesting. You're hanging a knight in one move, but you're attacking my knight, so I will take and place the duck interposing. So now they can't take back. Ooh, a fork. That's interesting. Okay. That's actually very clever. I did not see that. So these three pieces in the center, they look nice, but they're kind of loose. This pawn attacks both, the bishop and the knight. And also this is attack. So I don't think I can save everything. I could take this and interpose with the duck, but then I lose the knight, and it's also attack on the king. What do I do here? Which piece should I give up? That was so interesting. I didn't even see that. Level one, like with tactics, they'll probably blunder or not even take it. But let's see. So I'll go here. I don't want the queen to get out. Okay, doesn't even take it. But the funny part is I'm still bound to lose a piece because if I move the bishop back, if I move the bishop away, this knight is being attacked by two pieces, and again, the duck cannot block both avenues of attack. So I may do like a desperado. I'll do this because I'm gonna lose it anyway. That loses a bishop because you would be better off placing the duck here or here, interposing, allowing me not to take back. But now there's no duck there. I can take back and do this. And this is a very common thing that happens with lower rated players. The queens are staring at each other. Now, in normal chess, you could trade. It would be an even queen trade. However, in this variant, I can take the queen for free. Hopefully you guys catch on and see why. Because this rook is not actually defending the queen. Because the duck has a square to interpose the recapture. If my opponent took and placed the duck on e8, then I wouldn't be able to take the free queen because I'd have to move the duck, allowing the rook to recapture. But in this case, it's a blunder. I don't know why they placed the duck on h1, but I will take and I will interpose, and now you just lost the queen. But they're going to fight on, of course, so I will go here. There's a duck there. Okay, hanging a piece, very nice. Giving me more material. Now it's just a matter of cleaning up and um, restricting black's play. So I'll attack the king. You may say this hangs a queen, but not so fast because the duck can interpose. So they're going to stave off mate. Now I could go here. Yeah, I'll go there. Attacking this and blocking. Mm-hmm. It's very close to mate. I'll check and go here. Gonna block. I'll go here. Getting the bishop out. What the heck is that move? That is ridiculous. That's just a crash out. Like the bot is not wanting to play anymore. That's crazy. What even is that? Take. You could just win here. Just be careful. This. Um, this is fine. I can go here, attack the king, and place the duck on h8. And this is mate. They're not even going to take the queen. I will take the king. This is a king capture game you have to take back. So that is level 1. Hope you enjoyed. I'll see you in the next video.